Welcome to the Blissful Garden channel. If your orchid is wilting, yellowing, or weakening after flowering due to improper care, don't worry. Today, I will share with you a simple but very effective method to help your orchid recover quickly. If you are new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button to support me and so you don't miss any orchid care tips. It's great to have you along on this journey. Let's get started. This is an orchid that has faded flowers, showing signs of wilting, yellow leaves, and weakening after the flowering season. First, we need to carefully check the leaves. With plants that have mold growing on the leaf surface or inside the leaf tissue, you will see yellow, soft leaves that fall off easily. This is a sign that the plant is being infected by bacteria and fungi. In that case, the diseased leaves need to be removed immediately to prevent the fungus from spreading to other healthy parts. When cutting leaves, you should be decisive and close to the base, helping to prevent bacteria and fungi from penetrating deeper into the stem. Next, we check the roots. With plants that have flowered 2 to 3 times in a row, the roots often lose strength, rot black, or have white mold due to the substrate being moist for a long time. At this time, the leaves will shrivel, wrinkle, clearly showing malnutrition and exhaustion. Therefore, the important step is to remove all the old substrate, because this substrate is infected with fungus and is no longer airy, making it impossible for the plant to absorb nutrients. What country are you watching this video from? Leave a comment to let me know. It's great that we can connect and chat with each other from all over the world. After removing all the old substrate, we will proceed to remove all the rotten roots, keeping only the fresh, healthy roots that are able to recover. I will use scissors to remove all damaged, rotten, or blackened roots. These parts are no longer able to absorb nutrients, so they need to be completely cut off to stimulate the plant to grow new, healthier roots. Some roots may still look long, but if the inside is rotten or dry, we must also remove them decisively to avoid spreading the fungus. Do you grow any orchids? Comment below so I can build an in-depth care guide video, specifically tailored to the characteristics and needs of that orchid. Next, old flower branches, withered branches. Withered branches or branches with rotten roots also need to be cut close to the base. If left for a long time, mold will penetrate back into the tree trunk, weakening the entire nutritional system of the orchid. In addition, old fabric or ropes still attached to the trunk should also be removed cleanly, helping the tree to be airy and easily grow new roots. After completing the pruning, we will proceed to clean the entire tree. In the next step, we will clean the entire orchid with clean water. I will use a gentle stream of water to spray into the crevices between the orchid roots, especially in damp areas or areas with signs of mold, to completely remove dirt, microorganisms, and remaining fungal residue. During the washing process, carefully observe each root section. If you find white mold or stubborn dirt, spray a little more thoroughly to completely clean and ventilate the plant. After washing, the entire surface of the roots and orchid stem will become clean and fresh, creating the best conditions for the plant to absorb nutrients and recover. Next, we will leave the plant outside to drain, preparing for the next steps of treatment and care. In the next part, we will prepare a natural nutrient mixture to provide energy for the orchid. Today's main ingredient is an apple, a fruit rich in vitamins and minerals that are beneficial for plant growth. Apples contain vitamin C, vitamin B, E, along with many natural nutrients. sugars and plant enzymes that help stimulate root growth, restore vitality, and increase resistance for orchids. We only need a quarter of an apple. After cutting, we will move on to the next step to create a nutrient solution for the orchid. In the next step, we will prepare a clean jar to mix the nutrient solution. Then, we put all the pre-processed ingredients into the jar and start the next steps in the process of creating the mixture to care for the orchid. Next, we will use oats. This is a very good ingredient to help supplement nutrition and stimulate healthy orchid roots. We will add about 3 tablespoons of oats, which is enough to create a solution with the right concentration for the orchid to absorb. Next, we will add about 500 milliliters of clean water. This amount of water is enough to dissolve and extract the maximum nutrients in the mixture, helping the orchid to easily absorb and grow healthily. Then, we will stir the mixture well, cover tightly, and incubate for about 24 hours. During this time, the oats and apple juice will blend and ferment naturally, helping to create a very good source of biological nutrients for the development of orchid roots and leaves. I will take a clean jar, then add a spoonful of baking soda. Baking soda is a very good ingredient for orchids because it has natural antibacterial and antifungal properties, helping the plant recover quickly after being attacked by disease or mold. Next, I will pour in about a liter of clean water. Then stir well to let the baking soda dissolve completely in the water. When the solution has dissolved completely, we will get a very clear and smooth mixture, so our baking soda water is ready to use. In this next step, we will prepare a clean container, then place the entire base of the orchid inside. Then, pour in the baking soda solution just mixed, so that it covers the roots and base of the orchid. The purpose of this step is to help the plant remove mold and bacteria from the roots, and at the same time clean the remaining old substrate. Next, I will take a soft cotton pad, lightly soak it in the baking soda solution, and then gently wipe the entire surface of the orchid leaves. Thoroughly wipe both the top and bottom of the leaves, because the bottom is often where mold and bacteria reside. After wiping, the orchid leaves will become shiny, dust-free, and more airy, helping the plant to photosynthesize easily and recover quickly. Finally, continue to soak the orchid roots in the solution for about 30 minutes. This step helps to completely remove pathogens, creating conditions for new roots to grow healthy and free of fungus. In the next step, we will prepare the orchid growing medium, specifically the cleaned pine bark. First, pour the remaining baking soda solution into a clean container, then put all the pine bark into this solution to soak. The purpose of the soaking step is to help the baking soda solution penetrate evenly into the growing medium, completely removing mold, bacteria, and impurities that remain on the surface. We will soak for about 1 hour, so that the pine bark is thoroughly disinfected and becomes safe for the orchid roots. Next, after soaking the orchid roots in the baking soda solution for about 30 minutes, the plant has been completely cleaned of bacteria and mold on the roots. At this point, we will gently remove the orchid from the solution, place it on a rack or soft towel to drain naturally. This step is very important because it helps the orchid to be deeply cleaned. The roots are airy and ready to absorb nutrients in the next care stage. In this step, I will use pure cinnamon powder. This is a natural antibacterial and antifungal substance that is very good for orchids. we sprinkle cinnamon powder lightly on the root tips and any scratches or damaged areas to help the wounds dry quickly and prevent fungus from re. After disinfecting, we place the orchid in a cool place. Wait for the wound to dry and completely shrink, then proceed to replant the plant. In the next step, after soaking the pine bark substrate in the baking soda solution to remove fungus and bacteria, we will remove all the substrate. After removing, place the substrate in a cool place to drain completely. This step is very important, helping the substrate not to be too wet, avoiding root rot for the orchid when replanting. In the next step, after the orchid roots have been disinfected and the wounds are completely dry, we will begin to replant the orchid. At this time, the pine bark substrate is also dry. Very suitable for use, we gently place the orchid in the pot, adjusting so that the stem stands straight and neat. Next, add substrate around the base, and at the same time gently pat the pot so that the pine bark pieces are inserted tightly, hugging the roots, helping the plant to be more firmly fixed. Then cover the surface of the pot with a thin layer of moss to retain moisture. This layer of moss has the effect of maintaining stable humidity for the roots and helping the plant to grow smoothly. Thus, our orchid has been planted, standing firmly, balanced, and clean. We should leave the plant in a cool, airy place for about a day to let the roots get used to the new environment. After about 1 day, when the plant has stabilized, we can start watering lightly to help the orchid recover and stimulate new roots. After a day of incubation, our apple juice and oatmeal mixture has completely permeated and begun the natural fermentation process. This is when the solution reaches its best nutritional value for the orchid. Next, we will decant about 50 milliliters of the clear liquid, which is the essence rich in vitamins and beneficial enzymes extracted from the fermentation process. Then, pour this amount of apple juice into a clean container to prepare to mix with other nutrients, serving the process of caring for and stimulating the roots of the orchid. Next, we'll add about 1,000 milliliters of clean water to dilute the fermented apple and oat solution. This step helps balance the nutrient concentration, avoiding root shock when watering. After adding water, stir gently and evenly so that the nutrients are completely dissolved, creating a natural nutrient solution ready for the orchid care and recovery process. Next, we'll put the orchid in the pot and start the care process. After a day of planting, the orchid's roots have gradually stabilized and recovered their vitality. Next, we will proceed to water the orchid with a solution of lightly fermented apples and oats. This type of solution contains many vitamins and beneficial microorganisms, helping the plant absorb nutrients quickly, stimulate strong root and leaf growth, and increase the plant's natural resistance. When watering, we spray evenly on the roots, substrate, and leaf surface. This helps the plant absorb both through the roots and through the leaves, bringing optimal recovery and growth. After soaking the substrate and roots in the solution for about 20 minutes, we can spray it with a mist sprayer to help the nutrients penetrate deeper into the plant tissue. This lightly fermented solution not only activates growth cells, promotes germination and rapid sprouting, but also creates beneficial microorganisms, helping to inhibit harmful molds and bacteria, keeping the plant healthy and disease-free. During this period, water the plant with the nutrient solution once every 2 weeks, equivalent to twice a month. On normal days, every 2 to 3 days, we only need to spray clean water to keep it moist, especially when the substrate is dry. In particular, the plant should be placed in a cool, airy place with gentle light, avoiding direct sunlight so that the leaves do not burn and the plant grows stably and sustainably. After 4 weeks of persistent and technical care, our orchid is clearly revived. The leaves that were previously wrinkled and dehydrated are now green and shiny again. The wrinkles have significantly reduced, the leaf surface is softer and healthier. In particular, the plant has begun to sprout a bright red young shoot, a sign that its vitality is recovering strongly and the plant is entering a new growth stage. With dedicated care and love for each orchid part, we can completely help weak plants revive, develop stably and adapt back to the natural environment. Looking closely at the roots, we can see new roots growing densely, white and plump and firmly attached to the substrate, a very good sign that the plant is absorbing nutrients effectively. When the roots grow strong, the leaves turn green again, and the young shoots pop up. It is proof of the orchid's strong recovery and growth. After only 4 weeks, thanks to regular, meticulous and dedicated care, our orchid has truly revived, bringing back a vibrant green color, clear proof that, with love and patience, the orchid will always respond to the caretaker with the most wonderful beauty and vitality. After 45 days of continuous care, our orchid is completely stabilized and grown very well. The leaves are green, thick and shiny again, clearly showing the strong vitality of the plant after a period of recovery. In particular, the plant has begun to sprout a new flower stalk. The flower buds are gradually opening while the tips and roots continue to grow strongly. The root system of the orchid is now growing densely, spreading to the mouth of the pot, showing that the plant is absorbing nutrients very well and clinging tightly to the substrate. You can observe that the roots are strong, the leaves are green, the tips are growing up, which is a clear sign that the plant is in its most vigorous growth stage. And with proper care, this orchid will certainly give us a very long, blooming and brilliant flower stalk in the near future. I hope this video will help you take better care of your orchids at home. If you find it useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on upcoming simple and natural orchid care tips. If you encounter any difficulties in the process of caring for and growing orchids, don't hesitate to leave me a comment. I'm always ready to support you so you can grow healthy orchids that bloom beautifully.